Dramatic Muslim invasion, that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. As we
Clips like this are found both in liberal and conservative media outlets and throughout the United States. The United States being a Christian country. Now, growing up in a Christian country like the United States, especially me growing up in a Catholic school, I never really heard about any other religions. I heard about Judaism a little bit in that we learned about how they were our spiritual ancestors and how they were the Old Testament and Jesus was Jewish himself. But the one thing that we never really learned about was Islam. It's not that the teachers didn't want to talk about it, it's not that this or that, it's just that it didn't really have any correlation to our faith. So we didn't talk about it in school. My parents didn't talk about it because they're not Muslim, my parents aren't Muslim, my grandparents aren't Muslim, nobody that I know is Muslim. So it was just never talked about. So that's why growing up, all I knew about Islam was that they followed the Prophet Muhammad, and that was basically it. So in 2015, around 2015, 2016, towards the end or beginning of those years, I began to have questions about Islam. I began to think about it because Donald Trump was elected, and then there was a lot of talk about a Muslim ban, about this, about that, and Muslims were in the news more and more often. In the media, words such as xenophobic, Islamophobic began to pop up more and more. And I began to wonder why people had this fear. So I started to read and research about it. Last week, I had the opportunity to go to the Islamic Center in downtown LA with my class and my Theo teacher. And there we were allowed to ask pretty much any question we wanted about their religion. We were there to help to learn and to understand what they believe against what we believe. And you'll find out they're pretty similar. So here's some of the few hot topic questions. Muslims believe in God, the same God that Christians and Jews believe in, the same monotheistic God that is told throughout the Bible, throughout the Torah, and that's the same God that appears in the Quran. A lot of stories and such from the Old Testament, from the New Testament, are still found in the Quran. So Allah is just the Arabic word for God. That's all it is. It's not this God or this God. It's just what they call him. So Muslims don't go to church as a Christian does. A Christian would go to church on a Sunday in order to worship God. But Muslims, they actually pray 5 times a day, and that's required by the 5 pillars of Islam, which are their requirements to do throughout their life. So in addition to praying 5 times a day, Muslims also have to go to Mecca if they're financially able to, at least once in their lifetime. The Kaaba is basically what they believe to be the oldest structure ever built by Abraham. It's the oldest testament to God that there is. Ramadan is a month in which Muslims fast from eating, drinking, smoking, and sex in order to kind of remind themselves to appreciate what they have and how they're able to. So in the United States, from sun up to sundown, Muslims do not eat, drink, smoke, or have sex. So one last observation that I want to make is the fact that Islam is so similar to Christianity and Judaism is that I don't understand why we all seem to kind of disagree with each other and not get along. Because like I said before, we all believe in the same God. It's the same God from the same religious roots. We're all family in faith. They're just our cousins or our aunts or our uncles, whatever you have it. And also I mentioned that there seems to be an intolerance against Muslims, especially in the United States. How can we stop that? I believe the best way to stop that is by keeping yourself informed. So making sure that you educate yourself about other people, about other cultures, about other religions, about other languages. And that's kind of just a whole world view, making sure that you educate yourself about other people so you can better understand them. A lot of the hate and a lot of the intolerance is spread from our misunderstanding of other people. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something. I hope you guys have knowledge to carry on into your world. And all I can say is I hope that you all have a peaceful, tolerant day today. Bye.